sorry if I butcher it, Viseart Professional Makeup Eye Primer. So I'm gonna go ahead and squeeze just a tad bit on. Now I like to a lot of times use, if I can find my brush, right here. A little bit of shallow ones. I use a little bit of a, I call it my concealer brush. Just add just a little bit around. It is going to pick up the concealer we put on our eyes, but it's okay. It just helps kind of add a little extra oomph. So I kind of just pat it in there. Now you don't need a whole lot of this eye primer. That's the thing. Don't overdo it, because if you use too much, it's gonna make your eyeshadow a little clumpy. Sometimes I skip this step, sometimes I don't. We're gonna do it so that way you guys can see how I do it. So it's nice and light, nothing too crazy. And let's see. We're gonna go in with, let me grab it real quick. Orgy palette. So I really love this palette, the O palette, let's call it that. I've used mine, sorry it's a little dirty, definitely used it. But for our classic look, let's go ahead and grab we're going to use a nice kind of fluffy brush. This is just a cheap Amazon brush, not even going to lie. No name, and just, but a nice fluffy. So I'm gonna go in with, let's go Silk Robe. We're just gonna start putting this bad boy on your lid. I'm just gonna put it everywhere just to kind of give a good base, because this will be the color that we blend everything in. Okay, all the way up to eyes and here. See how it gives a nice neutral color? Let's go ahead and throw some on this eye. So that way my primer has something to set in. I will do a nice light circling motion just to help kind of mix it all in, get it blended down. Alrighty. Alrighty, let's go with the Better Floor. Same brush, I'm just gonna go for it. So I'm gonna go in the middle of my eyelid because I'm gonna do a nice bright shimmer in this corner. So I'm gonna leave that open. Now I'm just gonna gently pat and then blend in. Now I bring it into my crease, or technically up into my brow bone, because there's my brow bone right there and there's my crease. So I'm gonna kind of stick it in my crease / brow bone area and just work it back and forth. And then do a nice little outer whoosh. Do the same thing on this side. I'm just gonna pack it in real quick. Don't want to overdo it, but we'll just go ahead and do that. Now, when I'm on this side, I brush my brush out. When I do my strokes on this side, I do the same thing, but opposite. So that way it's technically going to the end of the eye. So that way, if I'm gonna throw product off my brush, it's gonna go out away from the corner of my eye, where my lightest part I would like to be. Alrighty. Alright. Alright, got a nice, good, subtle look. Alrighty. So since we've gone with this color, I am going to go down to Body Chills, because I don't want to go too dark, because I want to keep this a really light, classy look like I did on my last video. So let's go ahead and go with Body Chills. Same brush. I just like to use one brush a lot of times, unless I'm really going for other looks, but something as light and easy as this. So with this, since I'm doing a darker color, and of course there is going to be a little bit of fallout, no problem. Give a nice light brush, blow, so that way blows off any extra product. That way it doesn't go shooting around your eye, and you'll have less fallout under your eye. Alrighty, let's do, now pick up some more. So I'm going to kind of bring this brush into about the middle, or like a third of the way in, and then do your drag out. Remember, try to keep your circle of motion. I know sometimes you gotta whip it back, but try to keep as much going out this way to give a blended out look. It gives a nice natural smoky look. Both corner, third of the eye, blend it out. Now you can kind of do like an oval blend, so that way you're getting a full stroke of the brush with the blend. Alrighty, so we're looking like cousins. We bring a little bit more Body Chill and just kind of super lightly bring it over on the top part, brow bone. Remember, not crease, brow bone. Bring it on top of the brow bone. Just kind of bring it over a little bit, just to give a little dimension to your eyes. Now, I mean, boop, and bring over. Lightest amount. Now, if you want to add just a little pop of color, a little bit more, if you just want to darken these corners just a tad bit more, I'm going to use one of my little fluffies. It used to be more of a round tip, but I use it so much. So we were at Body Chills, so let's go ahead and go with more of the gray brown. Let's go ahead and bring it down to Scorpio, down here. Do a swirl. That's going to be the fun one. Do just like a little triangle using your brow bone crease area. Just tuck it in there and drag it to the edge. Alrighty. And if you ever feel like you just did a little too much, go ahead and go back in with your fluffy and just give it just a good old swirl around. So remember, swirl, blow, and triangle. Just add just a tiny bit more dimension. And go bring it back with your fluffy brush. Alrighty, so we got a nice, pretty subtle look going on top. If you just want to blend it out a little bit more, if it feels a little too extreme, grab a super fluffy like highlighter brush and just go with top. This side turns out a little softer than this side. That's okay. We could take a little bit of product and add just a little bit more dimension in here. Now we're feeling like sisters. Not, almost twins. We're getting to twins, almost. So now we want to do our lower lash line. So there's two options you can do. If you want just a light one, use this really nice shallow tight line underneath, or you can give more of a flat, long, fluffy brush. We're gonna go with one of these bad boys. I'm gonna go in with Body Chills, the one that we used all over the lid. We're gonna go in, and that's gonna be kind of like our corner to 2/3 the way in color. Alrighty, because we're gonna add just a little bit of darkness here and lightness there. All right, Body Chills. And now if you like this color, you can stop right here. You don't have to go any farther. I'm just gonna add just a tiny bit of the Scorpio color in this corner where I'm gonna put my wing. All right, just kind of darken that bad boy up. Alrighty, so now to do the inner eye. So I'm going to transition out of my Orgy palette because, let's see. Yep. So I always put my shimmers or metallics on with my finger. I could see the white in this formula blah, blah, is not the best, but this champagne one gagging at the end is really smooth. Let's go ahead and do that one. Yeah. Eyeliner, so I do it in my waterline, tugging up. I don't want to go on like super far into my eye side, but I do on my lash line. Because when I apply my eyelashes later, I'll show you why it's super important. Alrighty. I'm going to put a more intense highlighter on my cheeks, and I'll show you that here in a second. But I'm going to go with Gleam. Put it with my finger. And this we'll blend out here in a second. So this is going to emphasize your eyes and make it a little bit lighter up top to give a better smoky eye. And just to kind of show off your brows. If you did a really good job doing your eyebrows. Or if you just got them waxed, which I need mine done. Alrighty. So that kind of emphasizes, lightens your eyes. So there's that. Now I'm going to go in with, let's see. I'm going to see if I really like this Frozen Peach Supreme by Jeffree. They always go best with your finger. See, this gives a nice natural highlight. So this is pretty much emphasizing your eyes and your cheekbones to kind of bring it up higher. So you sit on top of your cheekbones, kind of on your eye socket, and rub it in there. And then grab a little bit on top so that way it emphasizes more. Or if you just want to be crazy, you set it up to the extreme brows, which I'm going to add just a little. Just the tiniest bit. I mean, the tiniest bit. you can go way overboard with this one. So I think with the Frozen Peach, I am, if I can get this open again, I'm gonna throw it down my nose. The top, this is to kind of make it a little shiny, a little highlight instead of contour. Alrighty. So I'm gonna start in here. Now with mine, I have such big fake eyelashes, I had to draw a fairly wide liner because that is where I'm going to apply my black liquid glue, my brush on style. Okay, so now I'm getting to the wing side. Wing side, I start from the corner and go directly, you can go up to your eye to give it more pow to the corner, or you do like 45 degrees out from straight to here. 45 is right here. So if you want to mark it, you can. So I am going to do a relaxed one. Okay. And now bring this down and blend it in. Alrighty, I went ahead and did my eyelashes off camera. Sorry about that, but I at least want to try to hurry up and get to this last one, these last parts, which is going to be my eyelashes. So I used the Duo liquid gel with a brush with a glue, and I definitely gonna need a mirror for this step. And then I use these lashes. I buy them off at Amazon, you know, but I think I paid $13, $14 for a set of 20. So hey, I'm okay with that. So I'm gonna go ahead and try to show you this best as I can. So apply it right on your lash line where you have your eyeliner. I always go a little on the extra glue side because there's such big lashes. I want to make sure they're not going to lift off. So I usually do one side at a time. Let it dry down for a few seconds. Then grab my tweezers. And then place some smack dab right on the glue. Yay! See, not too terrible. Ooh. So if you go over just a little, it's fine. Let me grab my Q-tip and roll that way. I want to roll it into itself. Oh. Alrighty. So get the next lash. While this is drying, I'll go ahead and fix this upper part with a little bit of eyeliner and whatnot as soon as I have my eyelashes on. So let's try to get one corner down and glue to the other one. And if you have to readjust, you can readjust, not a problem. So while they're gluing down, I always try to press them in Try to work with them just a little bit to make sure they're pushed onto the eyelid as much as possible. I do a slight overline, especially my top lip. Alrighty, so there we go. And I think I'm gonna go full nude tonight. Or there's a lot of times where I bring it out with androgyny. I don't feel like I'm pink enough tonight. Where I'm going, nude will work well. Final look, I got my contacts in, lip ring, changed my clothes for my girls' night, threw up my hair, did something a little nicer. Bangs are a little, but it is what it is. So this is my simple, classy, neutral look. Just something not too hard to do with blending. It's pretty light, pretty easy. It's just the big lashes really help just it. But if you have any other questions, let me know. And if you want to see me do any other color looks or anything, let me know. You can either comment below in the video or go ahead and DM me. Thank you and have a great day. Bye.